We bake all of the barber clippings and shavings mug contents each night into little bitty slippers that shape themselves into cuticle-sized reticles in the rear-view mirrored window shades in the interrogation van. That way, the perps can't see us sipping the perp until I can't feel my shirt. But we can see them when the guy pours molten gasoline mausoleums on their linoleum apricot tin-foil Redux coffee pot squatters and April hamper towers and hanger riggings. We depended on the hanging pendant, which offended one and all, with its stark depiction of the decapitated digits and disemboweled limbs of Frank Helmo Heilmaut Strauss Ritz and Fliss. Panic scares met me halfway in the barren quad yard where Malt Clemesteyer bit his silver bullet and let down his ice-creamed style human hair that had its own fingers coming out of each vertebrae like little feelers. Heaven have rank mercy upon his head and a slim banner of witnessing upon his trolley and vertebral cart, an ornery wishbone born of blood and blood, and a shroud of shredded visages piled higher, and a vinaigrette basin perching lengthwise in a lorry. So such a sorry sight could be breaded and entered into the viscous dichotomy. Wrestling with a lawnmower on a snowy afternoon couldn't be breaded twice for bear. We had to loan and reload the hampers and hedges and craftwork embellishments and the embolism garnishes and the radishes of long dispute and the flaccid crayon dip your Uncle Shiloh barrettes used to make down in the Alaskan bayou, in the south where the gators have frosted tips and exploding munitions. It was Questabel whomsoever first plucked the blessed kit and played rang-aroundies the basket with her own kidneys. Don't turn purple too easy, Portnoy reminded Thur herself. It endeared her to the unlearned nation, and we examined it in the purple parody of a torrential shoe bundle that branches and diverges and reconverges again. And in this manner, it creates a global super-hyper-highway transmission zone of boreality, where all northerness is magnified in a circular helix enveloped by a cytoplasmoic zoetropic sodium accumulation mummified by an order of magnitude, and Welsh festers, craft with itty-bitty pie meals and scrunchy munch lunches and lunch shutters, pasted up in Old Town flambees and uptown shriking stations, marking a stevedore and lurching like crow-membered Frankenstein's ghost down the ragged alley at the 15 tilted rows, 16 ghoul by the 4, and none too swift about the peril flowers before the darkening, and then in the dusk of the diet party. Glue all cough up a lung to establish yourselves as pillars of the crawl, muffining beatitude and bellhop heart jump triangle leap, and you beat your batter up with blast after blast, pummeling it until it runs with yeasty beasties that grow all over it and all over you now too. In a growing, crowing, gloaming of infinite shelter, but endless discomfort that pulverizes your blister in a 1-2-3 approach before hedgelines up to stock your shelves with delving powers and elving powder. Treble the force you used to claim, but only a bit on your side by the proper infestation. We had a lot of rows to differ, beg to pardon, bleeding to forgive. I'm screaming for someone to please remove the parts that hurt and keep the Godhead for your Montessori graduate jammers. A logarithm of lumber and numbers that kept time through the gloomy wood. We chopped our own mothers in a corn vestibule in 1980, radish. It hurt my heart to see, but it was part of the great crawling. At age 33, all the pee-weeples have to leave sheep in each other's closets and, closest I can come to explain it, do a vein-based layer removal to our on mommy ladies. But really, it were just an iron-on tattoo with knives in the iron, not as really fatties as it sound in many hues. Partly to blame, too, for that matter of fact, I do say, when we leave the least among us high and dry as an evening kite in the setting summer sun, then we have ceased to breathe freely. And we might, nearly as I can make it, commit vulgar acts of targeted vomitus against those who would bind us in their treacherous antithesis to benevolence. A violent crucifix of bromides and cottage cheese that erupts with an oozing boil and brings it to a slow simmer of onions, dryer sheets, poultry errors, and turkey disruption, resulting in a fundament of totalities, which sip their sherries in the dark of the yacht club docks, like invidious hash marks on the leaf pile of life itself. Out-of-mindable creatures, they pool resources cunningly until they make their strike, taking a matchbook to the tree line with nothing but petty scorn popping out of their booties, like they were pooping out live grenades. Ghastliness is here in hometown. Evil has crawled to hometown. The free peoples of hometown USA are living under a shadow that only courage can extinguish. And I need a bowl of toiletries if I am to escape the frankness of blatant sheeplessness and crafty bird isolation tanks that highlight all the yellow in the night sky like a flaming fiery rotor blade, a rectory vector set to dehydrate viper limbs and vermin kindling.